Ooh, is that starter kit?
Hey guys, it's Karrine Steffans, New York Times bestselling author of the new book Vindicated, out now. Be sure to log on to hotspotatl.com to see my interview.
Durtty Boys, man, it is Hot 107.9, Atlanta's #1 hip-hop station, man, and you know what, I'm going to say this, man, I am honored to say we have a very famous woman in the building, Karrine Steffans.
Yes.
Is checking in right now.
Do they even call you the other name anymore?
Who's they?
Does anybody call you Super
World?
Nobody calls me that.
Can I call you Super?
You can call me Karrine Steffans.
Karrine Steffans, all right.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So that's
Super Karrine Steffans.
she's gonna be mean on you.
All right now.
Karrine Steffans in the building, man.
Yes.
And ladies and gentlemen, she is definitely beautiful in person.
Without makeup.
Without makeup. So a lot of you ladies on Instagram need to take heed. You know what I'm saying? She can be put in the pool. She can dive and still look the same when she comes up.
Yes.
The eyebrows are disappear.
No, they don't. I have actual hair on my face.
That's what's up.
Yes,
Yeah.
it goes down,
Actual
man.
eyebrows.
So we're going to talk to her about her new book that's already out. If you guys haven't, do they have the Audible that you can download too?
Yes, there's Audible, paperback, and hardcover.
Oh, wow.
So doing it big.
Man, ATL, we're going to talk with her in a minute, man. We're going to talk more. I want to get into the business part of it, actually, with you versus, we know the fun part. That's
In the
know
past, 10 years ago.
Let's talk about the businesswoman Karrine Steffans later on. So
You done
ATL,
bossed up.
keep it locked. It is Hot 107.9, man. It's #1 hip-hop station, man. We are still talking to the famous Karrine Steffans right now, man.
Yes,
and she's
yes,
having
yes,
mic
really,
issues.
really,
It's okay, though. It's okay, though,
You
baby.
got lit mics over here, but it's all good.
Not over my
mics.
side.
That might.
Look, it's indicative of the surroundings.
Oh my gosh! Well, you can find that out later on. We are in here right now. Miss Karrine Steffans is checking in, man, and we are talking about her book that came out on the 5th,
June 2nd.
June 2nd. My bad.
last month.
And what's the name of the book now?
Vindicated: Confessions of a Video Vixen 10 years later.
You are, and I said in the last break that I wanted to talk more about the business side of Karrine Steffans and where that's at now. We know the fun part and what got you famous. Okay. The business part of it now, you are not only as an author, basically you're publishing your books now, and you've been doing that. But this I mean, talk about that side of it
Well,
versus just being an author. What's the difference, basically?
Right, because what happened was that publishing took a hit just like music did, and everyone had to figure out new ways to do deals.
Okay.
Originally coming in as a new author, I signed publishing deals with bigger companies like HarperCollins and Hachette, which used to be Warner Books. And, the standard deal was, you get this money up front. My advances were also always pretty large, 6-figure advances or whatever. And but then you would get only 7.5 to 15% of your back end, and that's perpetual. So I'm still getting checks off of Confessions to this day. Right?
Wow.
Wow. Yeah. Good money though. But as things started changing, new deals had to be made because the industry was losing money, authors were losing money. So now I'm making partnership deals where I take little to nothing on the front end because I don't particularly need it. And then my back end is between 50 and 85%.
Yeah, that's money.
So I get 50 to 85% of every book sold, which is about $25, and you divide that up if you can do the math, and it's a pretty good chunk. But because of that, I also have more responsibility. So my entire tour, I did most of it myself. I hire my own people. I spend my own money. So I'm
Investing in yourself.
Absolutely.
Vivica Fox once said to me when I was an intern, you have to realize that you're your business.
Absolutely.
And it seems like you've realized that.
Absolutely. I am a corporation. I am incorporated. My name is incorporated. Everything I do is incorporated. I've always been that way. And it's just that, at the time when I started back in 2005, these kinds of deals were not available.
Right.
There wasn't a whole lot you can do, just like with music. It was just done a particular way until the industry and the markets crashed and people had to start coming up with different ways to make money and do things.
Well, I have to super commend you because I think, like just saying, I was behind and I admitted that. And you let me know a lot of different things, like as far as like just how you came about even doing everything you've been doing and how you kind of got into the market and decided what you were going to do early, which a lot of these females don't even understand that.
Right.
They will never fathom what you did, and some of them can probably look at your story and be like, well, I feel bad about doing this, but you capitalize off of everything that happened in your life. So I always try to tell a lot of females, like, even if you make a mistake, like, still capitalize. You still have an opportunity to be a queen, a boss, or everything else like
You're
that.
going to make mistakes. I mean, personally, I don't believe in mistakes. I believe in missteps. Like, everything has a reason. I always say you can turn your mess, if you turn your mess into a message, you'll never regret one day of your life.
Wow.
So whatever happens, you just share that with someone. It'll help them either not do it or do something else, or maybe do the same thing if it's a good thing. And so, when I started this 10 years ago, I had 2 5-year plans written down in a notebook on exactly what I was going to do, how I was going to do it, how it was going to play out. I'm at the tail end of my second 5-year plan. At the tail end of that plan was a commemorative book that will be my final memoir. So I have literally for the last 10 years been sketching out exactly how this is going to happen.
Wow.
And while the thing is, when people tried to imitate what I did, they didn't know the science behind what I did. It was all scientific. I didn't just throw darts out of spaghetti at a wall and hope that it stuck.
Right.
I literally sat down for 6 months before I even thought of this, got this book together, and even the publicity that got me the book deal. I never shopped Confessions.
Right.
I never shopped Confessions. I sat down and I looked at the people that I had in my then two-way, and I said, okay, who can help me get magazine interviews? I did 10 magazine interviews within a 12-month span. It's a 12-month span, and 2 of those interviews were in Vibe and XXL at the same time in a 6 to 8 page spread, which only artists got. And when XXL called me and asked me if I was doing something with Vibe, I said no. And when Vibe called and said, are you doing something with XXL? I said no. And in June of 2004, I believe it was June 2004,
Wow.
although those 2 things came out at the same time, that was huge for someone who wasn't an artist, because only artists get that big of a spread.
Hey, hold on real quick. ATL, if you're just now tuning in and around the world on hotspotatl.com, we were talking to Karrine Steffans, Durtty Boys. You guys keep it locked. It is Hot 179.
Book is in
Ladies,
stores.
pay attention!
Book is in
Hot
stores.
179, the last #1 hip hop station, man. We're still talking to the Karrine Steffans right now.
Yeah, and look, and all the ladies out there, I definitely want to encourage y'all to get our book. You are a very special woman. You know what I'm saying? Very
Delivered.
definitely delivered.
Delivered already.
I mean, I'm shocked. Like, our conversation and just like intrigued by you and everything about you, and just how you even move and how you conduct your business. So I definitely gotta give you a salute to that. I think a lot of women can learn from you.
Thank you.
From everything we talked about.
I also wanted to ask you though. Here's what I'm always fascinated with. I've never understood when guys talk junk about, or even women, because women do it too.
Yes.
When guys or women talk junk about a particular person, calling them a hoe or calling them this, but yet this person always finds their way with the next. I mean, people have said so many different things about you, but yet famous and powerful men wanted you.
Still do.
I know this, baby.
I just want to make sure you have that correct.
I got it correct.
I'm next to her and I feel the
I still
aura.
got the
just
juice, okay?
okay,
Just so you
hey,
understand.
hey.
She got the juice.
I totally get it, Miss Karrine.
Natural nails, no nail polish on her toes,
but
fresh out the Caribbean waters.
it's men of all different areas now.
Yes.
Video girl, rappers, singers, then it's actors, and they want you now. And
Yeah,
it's like,
heads of state, heads of major studios.
yeah,
It's the whole thing
it's
happening.
like the whole, now it's like once you've become the I don't know how to put this, the Cleopatra vixen.
I'm like the Matahari. I'm like, I am everything every man wants ever.
Bill Maher, I mean, he's huge on HBO.
Yeah.
You dated him for a while. I mean, these guys that have either had you or tried to have you. It's like you're. What do you think it is about you?
I am the highest standard. I am it. So if you're looking for a woman who is hyper intelligent, highly cerebral, someone who is, duplicitous in her ways, meaning I'm also a traditional woman. So I cook, I clean, I clean, my house is almost perfect. And I cater to men. Most of my friends are men, so
I bet.
they are.
I bet they love you.
I've been a tomboy most of my life, which is why I don't have nails and polish and makeup, whatever. I'm just not that kind of girl. So I know what men want. I know what they need. I understand the way they work emotionally, mentally, physically. And so we can talk about anything. We can go to strip clubs together. We can sit at home and do nothing. It's just everything that a man needs and wants, I possess it. Therefore, I can possess any man.
Hey, hold on.
That's scary.
When we come back, I'm going to talk about one more thing when we come back with you. And I want to talk about your drive and what actually satisfies Karrine Steffans.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't just mean sexually. I'm just meaning everything. So when we come back, keep it locked. The top 179 station, man. Miss Karrine Steffans is still checking in the building right now. Again, the book came out on June 2nd, and it's called
Vindicated: Confessions of a Video Vixen 10 years later.
If you're just now tuning in, I had asked. I was gonna say, you had a lot of famous people wanted to date you and had dated you and blah blah blah, because it's something about you that they're attracted to. When we were off the air, asked you about your sexual drive and how are you satisfied in basically in that, like what keeps your attention? How do you become satisfied? Because you're a woman who's experienced a lot of different things. So how do you find satisfaction in one man?
Yeah, because actually I haven't experienced a lot of things sexually. I'm actually very, I'll say very missionary in my sexual practices. I'm not that adventurous. I'm just not.
Okay.
I'm just not. There are a lot of things I have a bucket list of things I haven't done. Whatever. I'm just not.
Let's get to it, baby. Come on.
I'm just not, because I believe, like for me, what makes sex really good is having a committed relationship, being with someone who loves you, someone who you're safe with, physically, emotionally, and otherwise. That's the best sex ever, and I'm mostly satisfied by emotional contentment, by security and safety. I'm mostly satisfied knowing that I have someone in my life that I can trust. Someone, I love being around and being with a man who is respected, not just by me, but by his peers. I think a man is only a man amongst other men. I think that when a man comes home, he can be as soft as he needs to be around me, but when he's out there in front of men, he needs to be well respected and loved. And so I always go for men who, when they walk into a room, other men stop and look
and speak.
Absolutely. And they pay
just salute, just like, hey, what's up?
They pay homage to that guy. That's the guy I want. I want the guy that other men are paying homage to.
Okay. So now what's the next move for you? Because this is 10 years later. You already just told us that you planned this. This wasn't by accident.
Not at all.
So obviously there's another plan coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. So my next 5-year plan, which is my third 5-year plan, we start off now. Confessions. The first book has been sold for television. So I've been working with Queen Latifah's company, Flavor Unit, her partner Shakem, and Shelby Stone over there. So we just sold the rights to that to a network. I'm not going to say which one yet until we're ready, but that's going up for film and for a series.
Wow.
So that's next, and then I will.
Give me a little role, please.
And then I'm gonna go into unscripted, actually. So that's next. I wanted to make sure that most of the book stuff was over and that the arc was complete before going into film and television. People have been trying to buy these rights, as you can imagine, for the last 10 years. But it wasn't time because the arc wasn't complete. So I would hold everybody off until I was done with my book arc. And this is the end of the Vixen series. So now we can go up for film and television. So that's done.
Wow.
When I get back to LA, we're focusing on unscripted. So that's going to be next. That's going to be a personal look at my life, my family, stuff that you haven't seen yet. My website, The Gorgeous Girls Guide, is doing really well. It's an homage to just my life, healthy eating, organic living. I think that women and men of color especially are not given enough information about how to save our lives, about the cancers that are just waiting for us in the products we're using, the carcinogens and the things that we're taking into our bodies, the deodorant that's giving us breast cancer, the baby powder that's giving us ovarian cancer. There are a lot of things that minorities and people of color don't get. So I want to make sure that my audience gets that information. And so my website is based on that and just overall health and beauty.
What's the website again? Say it one more time.
TheGorgeousGirlsGuide.com.
Okay.
And so we've got a jump in visitors since I've been on tour, so that's amazing. So we're going to work on building that out. And I'm writing a set of books for that website. So it'll be The Gorgeous Girl's Guide to healthy skin, healthy eating, health, and just want people to know that being healthy actually doesn't cost more.
Cost less.
It costs less if you're doing it right. If you're shopping at farmers markets and things like this, it costs less for my family to eat than it would for us to go to McDonald's, and we live longer and healthier. I want to see my people healthier and live longer.
I will say this, man. Like, you have definitely come in here, and when you first came here, I was like, man, it's going down in this thing. But you are very, very intelligent.
That fast.
You corrected that really fast.
And I can do it respect.
And not even just that. And it wasn't because you came here and you put your foot down and said, no, don't do this, because that's not what happened. It's just the way you spoke and then the conversations and the test I was trying to give you, and I was like, okay, she's actually intelligent, so let me talk with her and see what she really kind of got
this
going
whole thing
on.
was your creation, and you thought about it and planned it and put together. You can't do nothing but respect that. Like, even when we talked earlier before you came in, I'm like, man, she got to be making some money, man. I don't know how much she making, but she got to be making some money, man. So I definitely got to
respect it.
And you don't look a day over 24.
Thank you.
So whatever you eating, I'll just pass that.
That's an organic living. I'm trying to help my people, man, so these girls can stop wearing all this makeup and.
Y'all listen to dancers.
Be clear.
I see what y'all look like when y'all downstairs in that real life.
Yeah, I'm talking about.
Boy.
Get your edges back and
Get your edges
My
back.
God.
Get your edges back, my Karrine Steffans.
Have some hang time in your ponytail.
Get some hang time in your ponytail.
Eyebrows
Over there
are-
with them onion
Eyebrows
tails.
can actually grow. You don't have to draw on. You don't have to draw on your eyebrows, ladies. You don't have to draw on
You
your
know, I
eyebrows.
want women to be gorgeous, and that's why I developed the site or whatever. So yeah, I'm
Say that site again.
thegorgeousguysguide.com.
And
So
the
lots of
book
great
is
tips.
it is Audible as well, right?
Yes,
Audible. I'm
the,
saying Audible.
Vindicated.
Audio.
So if you log on to Amazon, who we love, you can download the ebook version or the Audible version. I recommend the Audible version just because it's easy for people who are on the go.
Right.
And I read it myself, so you get a lot more emotion and you get to
Right.
feel the words.
There
So
you
why don't you read the next book you write? Why don't you read it and people can buy that?
That's what I just said. I
So
did.
it is your reading. It's yours. You're
It's
reading
me.
it.
It's her reading.
I read
Okay,
the
yeah, I
first
missed
one.
that.
I read the first one and I read the last one.
It's dope.
What is your
Okay.
sign?
I'm a Virgo.
I'm about to
Okay.
I'm about to
On the
listen to this
cusp
book.
of Leo, therefore very dangerous.
Very freaky.
I'm not
She's a
that-
very
I
freaky
mean, we know
girl.
that part. Just
So tomorrow night I'm at Aloft Hotel downtown. I want you guys to come.
okay.
Oh, I will
Okay.
be there.
I'm at the Aloft Hotel downtown on Spring Street. I'm doing a book signing there
Mhm.
and just kind of hanging out with my fans and
Cool.
friends, drinking, and well, they'll be drinking. I don't drink, but eating and drinking and having a good time and signing books tomorrow at 6 p.m.
Swag.
at the Aloft downtown. Please
There
come.
it is. We'll be on the
ATL,
air,
man.
so
Oh no!
I wish we had a book for you to sign
Can you
now.
send
We can
somebody?
set it up.
Yeah, we
Send
should
somebody
send
in your
somebody.
stead.
Yeah, look at the DJ Tone wants to go.
You can come.
First in line.
ATL, man. Karrine Steffans is in the building, man. You guys can log on to hotspot.atl.com or the Durtty Boys webpage, man. The DurttyBoys.com. That's the DurttyBoyz.com. And check out the interview live, too. See the video, man. Appreciate you, Batty.
Thank you so much for having me, you boys. I love you guys.
And you're
Thank
you're
you.
bad. I still want to smash, though. I had to
Of
put
course
it-
you do.